Well,
Sorry.
welcome back to Brown Sugar Shade. I'm Ashley.
I'm Kayla.
And today we're discussing the Avocado Apostles.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes, so what are Avocado Apostles? I don't know if we made that up, but I feel like we made that up. Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like we made
Those
that
are
up.
the people who tell you that if you stop buying avocado toast,
Your
or a
whole
3-pound
world will fall
coffee.
apart.
that no, it's the opposite. Gosh damn.
You're wrong.
Let me finish my sentence.
Oh. She's correct. She's correct.
If you stop buying your avocado toast or your 3-pound coffee,
I
that
got
you will make millions.
Right, those ones. But no,
Those
but
ones.
the other one, the ones I thought you were talking about were the ones who the health gurus.
The health gurus.
The health gurus. So it could go both ways. If you don't eat avocado toast, or you're eating unhealthy, eating junk food, your world will fall apart. That's where I was going with it. You get me? But it includes all of
and
them.
finance bros and gym girlies,
So all
gym
of it.
rats, all of them.
Yeah, the food gurus, the gym rats, the finance bros, all of them. All the ones that are telling you how to live your life, basically.
Yeah, and I've spent a few dollars behind them. I'm an avid
No.
follower.
She spent a couple £100.
Maybe even more because I actually forgot. That I did a Grant Cardone course in the past. Actually, two. I did 2 Grant Cardone.
She calling you out, Grant.
What?
Grant.
He is fantastic.
How about the FANTASTIC tendency? How about the you're stupid tendency?
Grant Cardone is a finance bro. You don't know who that is?
Of course not.
Oh. Guys, please tell me. Let me know in the comments if you know who Grant Cardone is.
You come in my house and you start stealing my stuff, dude, I'm gonna shoot you.
But it's 2 of his courses. He had a really good sales course in terms of like how to sell stuff. And then I think it was like his 10X program. This was years ago. Don't judge me. But please tell me if you guys know who Grant Cardone is. Are you too young?
You don't listen
Oh my
to half that
gosh.
stuff.
I also
What was your
spent,
point about him?
that I spent more money than I remember.
But was he beneficial to you or not? I think that's the point.
Yes, I think he was beneficial to me. Some people would argue not. I think he became quite, as what happens a lot with these people is that at some point they start to get more unreleasable and a little too far from the ground, you know?
I feel like they always start too far from the ground.
They start too far from the ground.
Yeah, I think like you follow them, I don't, because I think anything they're saying is like common sense stuff. But then like I hate the 20-second reels, the 20-second videos, like do this, do that, that don't actually tell you anything. But at the end, it's like pay for my course if you want to learn more. I learned nothing from what you said. What do you mean?
No, you should have paid for the course.
And she's paid for the courses.
I paid for the course.
Right? And what have you learned?
I'm learning now.
What about the gym course that you paid for?
Okay, now that is one that I must admit. Can I say the name of the person whose course I
That's
bought?
up to you, love.
No?
That's up to you.
Okay, it's a nice lady from London. I actually don't know if she's from London, but she's British. I spent about £600. I told them my specifications food wise that I was on a high protein diet because of my iron, and that I did not have access to certain things, and I still got a program that did not cater to me whatsoever. The program did not change for about 5 to 6 weeks. The feedback and the in touch with the coach that I was supposed to get, I did not get. And I was heartbroken, and I will never, ever get a personal trainer again.
Because it was pointless and a waste of money.
It was.
Right. Okay, thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like all of these people, they're like, they sell you because that's what they're doing. They're trying to sell you this lifestyle. Like, if you do this, this, and this, your whole life will be put together. You're gonna be healthy. You're gonna be fit. Your iron is gonna be up. Like, your life is gonna be lifing. You know, you're gonna be at the top of your game. Your bank account is gonna be working for you because make your money work for you, right? That's the whole right. Fine,
Okay.
but I don't think they're actually teaching you things that, one, you don't already know, or two, you can't find out on your own without spending that kind of money. And my other issue with them is that they're so condescending. They make you feel like you have to do these things, or you're not doing life right, basically.
Everybody is not condescending. So I think
Most
that's
of them
where, for
are.
example, so I also bought a book from Robert Kiyosaki called Poor Dad, Rich Dad, and I'm sure
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Even I know it. I haven't read the book.
haven't.
She's talking about it so much. I know what book she's talking about.
Anyways, he's one of those people that I think started really good and then got disconnected from reality the higher up he got. And then he started telling people about, like, just eat tuna, you know?
Make it make sense, please.
I know it sounds hilarious, but I don't know. Like, y'all think, I feel like maybe when people reach a certain level of, like, celeb fame, like, somebody switches them out for, like, for fakes so that people stop listening to them.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
I don't know that
Not
came
a
from.
conspiracy
I've
theory.
never said that out loud before. I've said it on YouTube.
Okay.
I don't believe that,
We're
guys.
gonna reel that back. Reel that back. Okay.
Oh my
We're gonna reel that back. Maybe what you're trying to say, what you meant was that the higher up they get, less in touch with.
Yes, yes. That's where we were going.
So much so that it makes it feel like it's not the same person. Hypothetically.
Hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah.
like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like they're not telling you things that you don't already know. So say like when you find out stuff, you might not know every single thing about like the economics, for example.
Mhm.
But as we all do, Google it. If you want to know something, Google it. I understand that you have to know.
Oh, who's gonna come out when I Google it?
Not them.
Not that?
No.
No, you're right.
AI is gonna search the entire World Wide Web to give me the most accurate information about this particular topic. And then the more questions you ask, the more feedback you get, you can learn things that you want to know about. I don't need to pay £600, dollars, whatever
I
it is,
agree.
for some sort of course.
All the money, but
Not some random person on the internet, because that's my thing. These people are not experts. They just live their life a certain way, and the way that they're living their life is what they're showing you. So you don't even know if this is actually how they're living their lives. The only people I will say that might get away with it are like the gym bros, because you can see if they look fit or whatever the case is.
you can get plastic surgery and get muscles inserted.
She's proving my point. Thank you. Thank you for that. Point is, they're showing you a certain lifestyle that one might not be real. Two, you might not be even be able to afford. And three, it's not something that you cannot do on your own. All these things just take a little bit of discipline. If I decide, like, I want abs, which I do, low key, do I want to work for it? No. So I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna get them.
That is true. It can't teach you discipline, but
cannot teach
but
you
I must
discipline.
say, in terms of like when the carnivore diet was like super hype, like all these nutrition Nazis were like we're storming the internet with the carnivore diet or the keto diet.
Keto was a huge one.
And then carnivore kind of snuck into the back door and
Keto
got
diet
pretty.
is not sustainable, guys. I'm just saying.
Shut up.
I'm just saying. It's not sustainable. Try it for more than 6 months. Good luck.
Anyways, I
She
would
did
have
it.
not known about the carnivore diet and fixed my anemia if I had not found out about the carnivore. I never thought it was an option to just eat meat. No, my whole life, I've pushed the rice on my plate. I've pushed the potatoes.
But you don't
I
have
pushed
to.
the pasta.
Every black girlie especially, but like a lot of girlies have low iron. You know this. And we
Yes.
know it has a lot to do with our nutrition and fact that we like losing blood and blah blah blah. Right? But it doesn't say that you only have to eat meat to fix it. You
It
have
is
to,
the
you have to
best
uptake
way.
your iron content, yes, but it's not the only way.
It
It's
is
like,
the
I
best
just feel
way.
like all these things are too extreme. It's just like you have to do things this particular way or you're not gonna
And
achieve
how-
what it is that you want. And that's not true.
But I did achieve what I wanted in that scenario.
Right, I'm saying that's one path. They make it seem that it's only one path, and there are multiple paths to the same results. It just takes a little bit of consistency and discipline. I don't have to only eat meat to up my iron intake. I have to add more iron, like iron heavy foods to my diet.
Iron rich.
Iron rich.
Do
there
y'all
we
say
go.
iron or iron? Because I was like, which one is it? You
It
say.
depends on where you come from, I guess. I'm not gonna get into it, guys. I don't
Anyways,
care
go
that
on.
much. Right, you don't have. There's not just one path to achieve something, and I feel like my issue with keto and the carnivore diet is that they're too extreme. One is telling you to cut out all starches, and the other one is telling you to only eat meat, and like all these things are very extreme because I just want some fries. Sometimes. Or sometimes I
That
just
works
want,
for
or
me 'cause
sometimes
I'm
I
not
just
a
want to
huge
eat some
fan of
broccoli.
fries.
Like, you know, it depends on what you
Who
want.
just wants to eat broccoli?
Grilled broccoli with some chili and garlic.
Where are you grilling it? You have a grill? Invite me to
I
the
get
cookout.
I get it from work, to be honest. But that grilled broccoli with chili and garlic, chef kiss. Chef kiss. Sometimes like, I don't want to be limited to one thing in life. And that's, you know, when you go to a restaurant and you look at the menu and say you have a specific dietary like requirement, you can't eat half your stuff because it's not in the menu. So now you have to look for places that cater this to this specific diet.
Not necessarily. Actually, one of the carnivore diet gurus, I'm gonna call him a guru, that I follow, he actually goes to McDonald's and just asks for the burgers.
McDonald's. That's your benchmark, love?
No.
Is that your
not,
benchmark?
He's not in the US, so it's actually meat. No offense, guys.
But still, McDonald's is still the bottom of the barrel. Yes.
Yeah, but he was showing that yes, you might not be able to get the premium quality beef, but it's still beef.
Understood, but why I want to go to McDonald's and just have like
it's just options.
Understood, but I'm just saying there's not one path to a certain goal, and you don't have to.
Something is in my eye.
Obviously, we don't have to follow their exact example that you have to pay for. I'm just saying, if you want to do carnivore diet, you want a keto diet, you want to be vegan, do it. Whatever reason, live your life. But I'm just saying, you don't need other people telling you that, and you don't need to pay them for them to tell you that. Does that make sense? Is it what info are they telling me that I need to pay for that I can't figure out on my own, or I can't decide on my own, and I don't have to live by these strict rules? Is it, oh, don't buy? Okay, let's go for the finance bros, because these are the ones I think money is like one of the most, like, obviously everybody wants money, right? Everybody wants to be able to live a comfortable life. We live in a capitalist society. You have to make
financial
money.
freedom,
all that good stuff. So you're telling me to cut out coffee, cut out my sweet,
avocado toast.
Cut out my avocado toast.
Apparently that'll change your life.
Cut out.
Suppose I never had avocado toast before. How am I gonna change my life?
Alright, stop. My point is that these are little things in life that, say you buy a coffee on your way to work every day. Yeah, you might be able to cut it out for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months if you're really, really good. But a lot of people can't do these things, and I feel like they make you feel like you're doing everything wrong if you can't do simple, what they call simple little things. But that's a lifestyle, and like maybe some people generally need coffee every day.
Maybe they're trying to suggest an exercise and discipline.
It has to be exercise and discipline. If you want to cut out coffee, it has to come. You have to like do that yourself. You get me? Somebody could be saying, "Oh, do this, do that," but like at the end of the day, it's still you yourself who has to implement these things in your life. And you can do that without paying exorbitant prices for something, you know?
Honestly, in terms of free resources now, because I've kind of switched from spending money because I don't have money, watching Diary of a CEO podcast on YouTube, and Ramit, he is phenomenal. So I'm glad, like, when you mentioned coffee, so he was like, that's stupid, like telling people to cut out their only source of joy in the morning. Like, if it's a case where you care about coffee, spend on coffee. But if you don't care about maybe what's something else that's not really a necessity that we use often, he's pretty much saying spend less in the areas you don't care that much about and spend more in the areas that you care about.
Have you bought something that you don't care about?
I could probably use what do I have that's more expensive than it needs to be? Because I love everything I have.
You love everything you buy, because when you're spending money on things you don't buy.
I figured it. So for my husband, he doesn't care much about restaurants, or he doesn't care about eating out.
I beg your pardon?
So for him, he would spend less on eating out and more on
But
video
if you
games.
weren't spending money on eating out in the first place.
But he is, because he's spending it on me.
On you. But okay, so say this is an individual person why are you spending money on things that you don't care about? So if, say for example,
as much, that's what he's saying, as much. For example, if traveling is more expensive to you than coffee, then you would cut coffee. You love them both, but you love one more.
But I still cutting out, like, because I don't spend money on things I don't care about.
So it's not that you don't care about them, it's things you care about more is where you put more money. Things you care about less, you put less money. So for example, for me, I don't care much about clothes right now, so I'm not spending any money in clothes, so I could spend more money on going to Spain to see my friends next month. It's spending less in the areas you care less about and more in the areas you spend more about.
I don't know, for me that doesn't really make sense, because for let's use traveling, clothes, food, like eating out or whatever. Yes, I could say, like, if I don't have the money, I'm not going to eat out in the first place, so I'm not cutting back on anything. You get me? Or like, say traveling versus like clothes. So say, okay, I could cut out clothes, but if I buy, like, say we shopping at like Shein or something cheap, if I'm spending, let's say, £10 on a random.
That's you, but there are other people who have shopping addictions, or who have
things
who might say they want to shop, but they don't care much about eating out, so they're gonna refocus their minds and spend less on eating out and more on shopping. That's all I'm saying. It's not that there are things you spend money on you don't care about. He's just saying to reshift your focus. So if you used to spend 10 pounds on eating out, no, that 10 pounds gonna be 5 pounds. You put extra 5 to your shopping.
So you're spending the same amount of money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So how is this financial freedom?
You got me.
That's not what we're talking about. I was talking about the coffee. I was saying that Ramit is a very relatable, he's a relatable finance guru because he gives you real life examples. So,
how are you saving money if he's a finance
oh,
guru?
because I gave a terrible example. Okay, let me put an example in my life because I was not using myself. So let's say I like eating out. I'm not really fussed about traveling, and I want to invest. So I said I love eating out, right? That's what I said.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
But I want to invest more.
Okay.
So say I normally spend about 50 quid on like eating out every week. So I would say, you know what, I'm gonna cut that in half to 25 and put that extra 25 to investing.
Okay, so
it's just a case
the only reason you're making more money, quote unquote, is because hopefully your investments make more money. If the extra thing is not investing, say the extra thing is clothes or shoes.
I'm investing in myself. That's what it is at the end of the day. I'm investing in the thing I really like. So my husband would spend less on eating out and he would spend more on video games. Because he prefers video games.
Money. I'm just saying.
You're investing in yourself.
Okay, but
in your own joy.
If you need somebody to tell you to do that, be my guest. But I don't need somebody to tell me that.
Some of us need reminders. You know, sometimes we get so stuck in a rut, and these random videos might pop up, and yeah, you might not spend money, but there might be like one sentence in there that shifts your mindset on things. For example, there's another creator from the US. She's a real estate investor, and she released a video recently talking about the fact that she didn't make enough money to cover payroll this month. So she hired her first full-time employee. But how she explained it is that from last year, from summer last year, she knew she wouldn't be able to make enough to cover their payroll yet by the time January, Feb came around. So she saved that money for their salary in advance because she knows she would have to start paying them Jan, Feb, but the work that they're doing for her will not yet
generate that.
Yeah,
money.
will not yet generate enough for that.
So she just needs to plan ahead.
Yeah, so she was saying essentially plan ahead. Like, I knew I wouldn't have had this money, but I know I need this person because this next set of 2 months, the money can go up.
So what's your point?
There are people who say things that are valuable. You might not think about that in advance. Like for me, if like when our podcast blow up and we think, you know what, fire Serge, hire somebody else.
I dare you, fire me! Fire me!
We might be like
So she always got old food boy.
We might say, okay, yeah, we need this person, but would we necessarily think, shoot, we need some plan ahead for their salary? Because we're going to be making the same money from this podcast the first 2-3 months with them.
Because if you plan to hire somebody, you have to know how you're going to pay them.
Which is why we would have saved the money from before. So you wouldn't be saying the money that from when they start working with us in January is not going to be different.
Understood, but like I feel if you as you're an employee, like an employer at this point, why would you not plan ahead to pay your employee if you hiring them? You get me?
She's just saying, think about these things when you're expanding your business. Some people might not.
Well, in that
You're
case,
getting too far in the corner. I feel like you're laying down in the chair.
Oh, it's a chair.
Sit up!
Try not.
Daddy, chill.
My point was with that, it's like she was giving that info out for free. So that's fine. Like you can say, I'm not saying nothing is valuable. It's just when they make you feel like you have to pay for something to get this to unlock the answers to life. And it's like, really guys, can't we just stop? You're doing too much, honestly.
You need to sit up. The sun is.
Oh my gosh!
Your feet are putting a shadow on your face. They were. No, she's not shadowing anymore. Anyways. I just want the best for you. I think it's easy for people like you to dismiss these avocado apostles, nutrition Nazis, and finance bros, gym rats, etc., because you're generally dismissive in life, you know?
Oh.
You generally think that you know all the information.
I don't think I know everything. I'm saying if I want to change my life, I will do it myself. Thank you.
Knock, knock, knock. It's narcissism.
Not everything is narcissistic.
I know.
I'm just saying I'm not paying for a stupid course that's gonna tell me random shit from the internet I can find on my own for free. If you want to do it, be my guest.
Guys, I do agree to an extent that, for example, financial advice, do not pay for financial advice. A financial advisor is a crook that you have to pay. That's ridiculous.
Pay for an accountant if you want somebody to do your accounts, but what do you pay
your
for
taxes?
Taxes.
But
you know what I mean.
Paying for financial advice is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's like I don't. Yeah. Any of it though, paying for somebody to tell me what exercise to do in the gym, go to the gym and ask the gym instructor. You're paying to go to the gym anyway. Use the resources around you that are already there, and you could be doing something like, so most gyms on this side of the world especially have free classes. Instructors help you, like if you're doing something, you can ask them questions. They don't mind. You don't have to get a personal trainer. If you want, you can, but you don't have to pay more to access this information, you know? So it's like, with the diet says, though, every diet is not applicable to every single person. You know, you need to hit a certain, nutrition. You're not going to some person on Insta to ask that. You're going to a doctor, you're going to a GP, or a nutritionist, or somebody who actually has some sort of background in these areas. That's what I'm saying. It's like, these are the internet, YouTube, Insta, TikTok is not the place to access this information. If you're following a doctor, you're following dermatologists and stuff, they may be giving you fairly, hopefully
there are
information.
Some doctors online,
but they're giving you general information that they want the general public to be more aware of. They're not giving you specific, instructions for your specific issues.
They try.
Whatever.
The dermatologists, they do.
I would rather just go to a dermatologist in real life. That's all. If I have an issue, I'd rather talk to an actual human being and face to face. They can see my face.
You're gonna have to pay for that.
Exactly, and I'll pay for that. But I'm not gonna pay some random stranger on the internet.
So wait. So when you find a doctor, do you not find them on the internet?
But I know that they're an expert. I'm not. So if I sit down here and tell y'all to do keto because I was doing keto and look at me, I'm so fit and healthy, and y'all decide to follow that, fine. But if I go to a doctor who actually has that's the thing. They have accreditation in these specific areas. You're not just.
And that's true. Honestly, on the internet now, we're having a lot more people claim to be
experts on things. It's like, wait, I need your sources. I need you to be peer reviewed.
Do not kill me.
No, if you university, we all go to school, we all do exams. If you're not peer reviewed, where's your source coming from? You're just making it up.
As we go.
It doesn't count. It does not count. Your lecturer will underline that and be like, source ? You're just talking, you're just pulling things out of the sky now? No. That's my point.
I think there's some merits to it. I do agree that spending money, and I can say that now because I've been bitten multiple times, you know? I spent that bread and I got no.
Where was she going? All right. Okay.
And see.
Okay.
Let's go on to Brood and Black. Now I'm wondering, guys. Kayla did not notice this because I named this section, but I really wanted this to be like a play on words. So it's Brood and Black. Brood like our tea.
I got that part.
But brood as in be rude.
I didn't get that one. I understood the brood for the tea, but I didn't
anybody get that? It's okay. Is social media ruining our attention spans, or is it just evolution?
Evolution. Why don't you have long attention span?
Suppose you work in construction.
I don't work in construction.
Okay.
Well,
say you work in hospitality and somebody just asks you for a coffee and a top on their wine.
I forget all the time. I literally just told you that story. I literally just told her I'm not good at this job. I'm not an active listener. You could tell me something, I would nod my head and say, oh, okay. 2 seconds later, it's gone. Don't ask no.
So you're saying you could be better at your job if you had better attention span.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with social media.
That's
just who I am.
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. So yes, I do feel like social media is ruining our attention span. Even I'm seeing videos about the people who created the infinite scroll. They are regretting their inventions. They're having entire panels about the fact panels filled with these creators, the people who created these platforms, these social media, the infinite scroll, for example, who are regretting.
Well, if they really regretted it, then they can stop it.
They can't.
Yes, they can.
They had no idea where it would have gone.
That they can.
They don't
Do
own
they
it
not
anymore.
control the apps? Nah, they don't own it.
They don't own them anymore.
Well, guys, I'm sorry. I'm Gen Z. My attention span is shit, and it's gonna stay that way.
I just found I'm Gen Z as well, but I'm Gen Z too.
I mean, I can read. If I'm interested in something, I will pay attention to it. I think that's it. Like, attention span is a choice.
So I'm gonna say yes. Social media. I don't know what evolution she's talking about. It's definitely look, goldfish. Moving on. Is being an influencer a real job?
Yeah, you gotta put work into it. You get paid. You get paid.
Define a real job though.
True. I think in this day and age, yes, it's a real job because look back in like 1600s, being a musician wasn't like a real job.
It still isn't. What do you mean?
That's how you
What
make
do
money,
you
though,
mean?
babes. You make money because you're a musician on a cruise ship.
And people still don't consider that a real job. So how can an influencer be a real job?
Are you getting paid for what you're doing? Are you putting effort into something, getting monetary income?
If those are the
because of it?
parameters, I'm putting very minimal to zero effort into my job.
And you're getting paid, it's still a job.
So the parameters are just to get paid.
What's the definition of a job? Ask ChatGPT. Come on, let's go.
My technology is dead.
Am I too far? I pretty much a job is something
Somebody
you
tell
do.
us what a job is. What is a job?
I feel once you're getting paid for something, it's a job.
We could go down a whole different path with that definition, but let's move on. Oh. Italians, block your ears, block your ears. Should pineapple be on pizza?
Hawaiian pizza.
So pizza. So the answer is yes.
Yeah, I'm saying yes.
I say no. I'm allergic to
I'm saying
pineapple.
Italy.
I love it,
I'm
though.
saying Italy. Yes, you create it. You don't have a monopoly on pizza anymore. Get over it. Get over it.
Pietro, don't watch this. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's not that deep. It's bread and
Let's
cheese.
move on.
Bread and cheese, and some sauce. It's not that deep.
Cut that from the strip. Strip that from the roll. I can't even speak English anymore.
I guess
you
no
did not
Italians-
just trivialize pizza. Stop.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop playing with my toes.
It's an illness.
My toes are clean.
It has. Go to what do you call them? Go to the people who do your nails and your thing, and let them shape out your toes. Because I don't know why you're picking at your toenails.
All right, fine.
Lord have mercy.
You don't have to say that on camera. My God.
Anyways.
Was that really necessary?
Yes. Guys, I have a feet phobia, and I'm sick of these humans touching their toes. And then she puts her hand in her face.
My
Am I the
toes
only one
are
who feels like?
My
When last did you wash them? When last did you wash those feet?
last night when I showered. Stop.
Guys, black people are ignorant a little different. Just ignore
It's a one shower day kind of thing, alright? And I showered at it was like midnight. So it's technically still.
So you say.
And then my shoes.
Did you go to the gym this morning?
No, I did not. I did not go to the gym this morning. I went to the gym
Okay.
yesterday, and after I came from the gym yesterday, I went straight to the shower.
Okay, moving on. Should men be invited to brunch? No. You can't
What?
convince me otherwise.
What kind of man though? A man or like a girly? A girly? Because if it's like one of the girlies, I'm not saying gay, but like a girly, y'all know who I mean. The ones who can like participate.
Honestly, just because he's my man, I wouldn't bring him to brunch. But I
Because
feel
you want to gossip about him, that's why.
no, definitely. I'm married too long now. I don't have anything to gossip
Yeah,
about
true.
anymore. It'd be weird.
Yeah. It's quite boring as well.
Yeah. But I think what he constitutes as a girly.
When he ready, but sometimes he can be obnoxious.
Is that not what makes him a good girly?
I am a boy.
I usually come to brunch, man.
Either ways, no.
It depends.
No.
It depends.
Brunch is for the girls. Brunch is for the girls.
Are the girly guys?
I'm not gonna get into definitions again, because then we're
Especially if they're paying.
Oh,
Especially if they're paying.
you really think the girlies would pay?
True. You could just get your credit card, just get your debit card.
Mm-hmm.
Fair point. All right, fine.
Anyways,
You win that one.
You're not invited.
Fine. She wins that one. Fine.
Women only. Is texting back immediately at the beginning of dating?
In the beginning.
in the beginning. Yeah.
Is texting back immediately at the beginning of dating a red flag or a green flag? So let's say it's been a couple weeks.
I don't
You've been
know,
on
like,
2 or 3 dates,
I feel like
and
that's
every
kinda
time
green.
you say hi, they say hi.
Like immediately, like instant.
Instant.
Oof, nah, that's red.
Red.
Like
Blazing red.
at least,
We can
like,
agree on that.
yeah, instant. Like you just sitting, staring
You
at
have
your
no
phone,
job?
waiting for a message.
How are you funding dinner?
Like if you tell me that I message you at random Tuesday,
Are you AI?
10:12 a.m. and you respond to me instantly,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's us. Like repeatedly, like consistently. Like, yeah, that's a bit sus. Is it? What do you do? Do you actually have a job, or like,
Do you do anything?
yeah, like, do you have hobbies? Like, yeah, it's giving red flag. It's giving cringy.
I agree.
It's actually thinking about it's icking me out.
Anyways, back to our main topic, guys. Do you follow any of these gurus, finance bros?
Avocado apostles.
Yeah.
Have
Do you
they
follow
helped
any of them?
you?
Yeah. Have you spent money?
And did their course that you spend money on change your life? As they say,
Are you
it will.
financially free? Like me.
Are you snatched? Are you
I'm not
healthy?
financially free. I wish.
Are you are you checking all the
Financial
boxes?
freedom is a farce.
Okay,
Just
sweet
a
girl.
dream.
Okay, we're done. Bye. Say bye. Say bye.
Bye.